real quick, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai B'Shem Kakodash. I'm going to entitle this video, I is going to eat Jay's or E's lunch. Let me say that again. I is going to eat E's lunch. Say that one more time. I is going to eat E's lunch. Jacob is the farmer of all things. More proof that we are the Israelites because we dominate. Anywhere we go in the world, we dominate. Anyway, this is Fox Soccer. This is the semifinal match of Morocco, which there's a lot of Israelites in Morocco. I believe French Montana, the rapper, I believe he's an Israelite. So we've been all over the place. There's a sign, like I said, this is a semifinal match between France and Morocco, which I said that the number one teams, I said this to the other apostles, I said the top teams out there, I said America would never, the U.S. would never win a World Cup, FIFA World Cup. America wouldn't even make it to the quarterfinals. They should be happy this year they qualified. Last World Cup, they didn't even qualify. You got to qualify to play in the World Cup. They didn't even qualify. So they qualified. They won a couple of matches, then they lost, which I said that was going to happen. I said the U.S. is not even going to make it to the quarterfinals. The top teams that would win every year that goes by, you got Brazil, which they hadn't won in a while. You got Brazil, you got France, you got Morocco, you got Argentina, you got Uruguay, you got Germany. I mentioned France, you got Spain. Who else? Who did I miss? Morocco. Algeria, I believe that they're in there because it's somewhat like Moroccan or next to Morocco. I don't have a map in my head of that continent, but those are some of the top names. Mexico will never win. Mexico's sport is boxing. They win in boxing. They don't win in soccer. They don't win on the highest level. England is up in there. I mentioned Germany. Switzerland, I don't know. They're up in there. But France is always like the team you got to watch out for. Morocco's up in there too. Anyway, France beat Morocco in the semifinals. The finals will take place on Sunday. I don't know what the other team they're going to play against. Somebody help me out. I'm not a big soccer fan. But see, so when you think of France, you think of Europeans, right? So-called white people, Edomites, right? So this right here, go to this video, right at the 2-minute and 36-second mark of a 4-minute and 18-second video, France just scored, right? So look at the French team. By the way, these dark blue shirts, that's the French team. That represents the flag of France, which is blue, white, and red. Morocco is a solid red with you got a logo in the middle. So now look at this. This is the French team, right? Let me do this. Okay, they just won. These are the French guys hugging each other after this. Because sometimes a match could be won off of 1 point. You know, they're going back and forth. I believe it's 90 minutes. So you got to be in tip-top shape. You'll never see a fat football player, soccer player. You got to be in tip-top shape, cardiovascular-wise. But look at them gather. These are the French. Jake, 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 dark-skinned Jakes, and they're not Hamites, right? You got Israelites all up and down in France, all up in the Netherlands. Jake is just all over, just like the scriptures say. One scripture comes to mind, Deuteronomy 28:64. They're literally scattered throughout the whole world. And you know, when they show, their powers show, man. You got Edomite women wanting to get with the Jake man, and that's always been the case. They fantasize about the Jake man. So our kingdom is getting ready to come. So let me go here. Let me come back over here. You saw this. Come back over here. Okay. Let me click on this one. This right here. Let me. Okay. Now this right here is Black Hebrew Israelite movement in Africa. Now these are so-called Hamites. You see how they dress? It says Judah. They're not down with IUIC. I believe that they watch the different One West camps and they kind of put together their own thing. So you can see them out there teaching, right? It says Israelite Bible School, Facebook, Bem. I can hardly see that. Isaac Ben, but I believe this is Africa. This conference. It says Pan African Alliance, PAA, Black Hebrew Israelites Black Hebrew Israelite movement in Africa. And these guys are clearly not ISUPK, GMS, IUIC. But like I said, they're following. Let me do this. So I guess this is a guy from Africa. What they do when they follow One West? The truth came out of One West. Let me see. You see how he got the sign? They got it from One West. These are so-called Africans. Okay, this right here is the ISUPK. This is back when Sarnetta and Bro Polite confronted him. He was a leader at that time, and Captain Tazariak, you can see him in the background. I remember when this happened. Okay. So you can clearly see they got they're following One West doctrine. You know, you got and you can see that they got a like a African look to them, but they got the salute up. You know, they got the garments on. They clearly copying from One West, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And you know, if you keep up with the news, that the U.S. You even had the President Biden. He had a conference with 49, 50 nations, African nations, and he's willing to give them, and they're going to comply because he's going to give them $55 billion because of this alliance, these new alliances between Russia and China, the BRICS nations. There's seven more nations that have joined these applied for the BRICS, and they've been accepted. So that's like that. That's basically like that mirrors the NATO and the EU. So the U.S. is desperate, man. All right. So let me close with two precepts. Jeremiah 10, verse 16, Jeremiah 51, verse 19, The portion of Jacob is not like them, the other nations, for he is the former of all things. That's why anything that we get into, we dominate it. And Israel, like singing, music, entertainment, sports, especially sports, fighting. We didn't took over the UFC, the MMA world. We didn't took it over. The top level champions of these MMA uh, um, organizations are Jake. They didn't took it over. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Jeremiah 51, verse 19, the portion of Jacob. Who's the portion of Jacob? That's the Israelites that came out of Jacob. Is not like them, the other nations, for he is the form of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. So if you don't know the name of the Lord, that's his name right there. Even Esau knows that. It says Yahweh. Tazabah, which means host, his name. Shem is name and Wa is his. Shemwa is his name. Yahweh Tazabah Wath of hosts. Shamwa, name his or his name. So there you have it. On to the next one. Shalom.